So there's this misconception that you taking up space and you being yourself is going to trigger and bother people. And I just want you to know that you taking up space is your birthright, and the people that are meant to resonate with you are not going to try to dim it. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, and that's what we're going to talk about, aka your favorite motivational educator. You do not need permission to exist. You do not need permission to be yourself. You do not need permission to do what makes you happy. So when you see this video, immediately starting off, put in the comment section, I don't need permission to exist. I don't need permission to do what makes sense to me. You see, all of us have our own life. Yes, we all have the same 24 hours, but what we see, what we do is going to be different, and that's okay. There are so many things that exist at the same time. Just because something is not for you doesn't mean that you have to belittle it, doesn't mean that you have to question it, doesn't mean that you have to go against it and challenge it. If you're not going to see people and be inspired and be admirable towards them, what you think about them doesn't change how they feel. So how I look, how I dress, it may not be everybody's cup of tea. Do you think I wake up thinking, I wonder what the people in the world who don't have access to me are supposed to say? Or do you think I show up as my true authentic self? And I've been like this my entire life. Now I understand that healing is now something that is being new to some of you. Religion and spirituality, it's good. But you have to realize whatever makes sense to you is always going to be for you. And for people who don't get it, they don't have to. You cannot get mad at people for being themselves when you have the same time, energy, and effort to do it. So this is going to be a video to work on your insecurities and how to become confident. A lot of people confuse confidence with arrogance. You loving yourself is not a crime. Everyone's definition of love is different. So how people choose to love themselves is for them. Like I said, if people are not willing to get to know you, it doesn't matter. When people already make up in their mind that they want to feel a way about you or create a narrative, make sure you make these people stand on it. I'm the type of person that once you believe something about me without getting to know me, I don't want to get to know you. And it's because you can't think for yourself. And I'm just going to be honest. I am. People calling me stuck up is not an insult because I actually am. You have your supporters, you have your immediate circle, and you have your associates. You need to know who's who. Stop allowing people who do not have access to you, who are not meant to be a part of your life, to trick you out your position and make you feel some type of way. Not fair to yourself, and you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to make other people comfortable, because the real question is, do they do that for you? Now, if people are willing to support you, they make you feel comfortable, you don't have to worry about that. But if they don't, not just that, when you are somebody who is an influencer, when you're putting yourself out there publicly, when you know who you are, you're going to take up space naturally because that's just who you are. We don't have to wear a mask. We don't have to pretend. So if you're somebody who is insecure, you need to work on your insecurities, because what happens is you are going to end up leading to your own demise, and you're going to self-sabotage people like myself and people who you see doing the things that you want to do in your life. Everybody can learn from everybody, even the people who may not be for us. We can learn from them to see what we like about ourselves, what we don't like about ourselves, and be okay with that. But thinking that people are supposed to shrink themselves just to make you feel comfortable is not a thing. When you are love and light, when you are in a certain frequency, you can't do what everybody else is doing. So this is also going to be a confirmation video. Like, you have certain consequences that a lot of people don't have, and it's not for you to feel discouraged. It's not for you to be overwhelmed. You don't need to question your life and your path because you're meant to create it and you're meant to lead by example. Once again, everyone can lead by example. It has nothing to do with being superior. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, hey, gay, them, she, we, of G. People are going to do what they want to do, and they're allowed to. You have to learn how to mind your business, and you have to know that if something's for you, it's going to be for you. So the first thing you have to do in order for you to continue to take up space is to know that everyone cannot be around you. Some people just can't, and I'm just going to be very transparent, like I said, because this is my account, but I'm making this for those of you who resonate with it. Everyone is not going to vibrate with my energy because they're not on that energy. Now, if you're new here and you want to be on the energy, you have to make a decision. But we're not here to look down on people because we don't have to. And don't worry about the betrayal. Don't worry about people who look down on you, because speaking from experience, when people try to have humbled me, it's because they look up to me. And it's obvious. Once again, people going out their way to spread rumors and lie and get people to look at you sideways or come up against you, they're insecure. And that's why it takes a group of people. Speaking from experience, I've had situations where I was in school, professional settings, family, try to get other people to feel some type of way about me or create these narratives, and it just showed the hater in them. And honestly, because I'm not a hater and I don't want to be like these people, I'm not gonna stop being me. Like, you don't have to stop being you just because people are intimidated by you. You're here to inspire them. And honestly, if they took the time to work on themselves, they wouldn't be triggered. But that may be a different topic for a different video. So when you are the light, don't allow people's darkness and their deflections and projections get to you. A lot of people cannot see past themselves. So when you're doing things that's unfamiliar, when you're healing yourself, content creator, whatever it is, you just want to elevate and ascend, because that's what we're here about, transmute negative energy into positive energy, you have to be okay with that. So in order for you to be okay with that, you have to learn who you are. You have to be able to be in a season of isolation, and you're supposed to learn and unlearn and take what resonates and leave the rest, because once you're no longer in that season, it's going to be time for you to receive the things that you've been asking for and praying for, that you're working towards, and inspire other people. I am here on this account to inspire people to raise their vibration. You're either going to, it's for you, you're going to like the video all the way to the end, you're going to give it a big thumbs up, you're going to comment down below, you're going to turn on your post notifications, or you're not. Nobody has to make you feel comfortable. And speaking from experience, when I was in certain situations based off of circumstances, I knew that certain people were going to be long-term and short-term. And it's also important that when you're on your isolation season and you're by yourself, you're getting to know yourself, you figure out what you like, what you don't like, and you understand, like I said, are these people your friends? Are these people your associates? Are these people like meant to be in passing? You get to decide who, what, when, where, and why. Nobody has authority, nobody has control, unless you believe in God and this universe. And even with that, I don't force religion, I don't force spirituality, because everyone doesn't believe in the same things. And to be honest, nobody as a human being has the right to tell you what you can and cannot do. Like, I think that's very hypocritical and contradicting. Now, of course, if you are some type of expert or you have some type of experience and you are helping and informing people, you can do. That's what I do. We inform and educate. But if you're not going to inform and educate people with positivity, hating on people doesn't change how they feel. And just because you feel some type of way, like I said, people don't have to accommodate to you. And that's why people are bothered. But these people, like I said, they're not for you. Like, I've never met anybody, like I said, regardless of your race or your gender, who felt any type of way about me. It's always people who are not even meant to have access to me, who think they can humble me, who think they can come into my life, who think they can. It doesn't work like that. And honestly speaking, every time that you guys do that, you are self-sabotaging yourself. And because I am not a bullied, I've never been bullied, and I don't feel the need to look down on people, because there's no ground to the ocean. Wake it up, clock it. It's just unnecessary. So continue to do what works for you. Know that you don't have to put on a mask, and you have to realize that a lot of people, unfortunately, do not see the light. So when you come across this video, I need you to know how important you are. I need you to stay focused. You guys don't mind my hair. My hair is short. I'm growing out my pixie. I try to do a ponytail. That's why I have these little like frizzies. Okay, same thing. People who are judging you by the book, they're not for you, because if you judge a book by its cover, like that's just the front of the book. Like, you have to read the book front to back, and there's a whole back. But if people want to see you on a surface level, keep a surface level with them. You feel me? Like, some people, they're not gonna get it, and instead of them, like I said, just giving credit where it's due, they feel the need to yap. Let them yap. Like, I'm yapping too, but a positive yap, of course. But people are gonna do what they want to do, and that's okay. But it's just like, you don't have to prove yourself to people. Like, I'm the type of person, once you make up in your mind, you feel some type of way, I'm gonna make sure you stand on it. I'm gonna make sure you stand on it, and you're not 99% of the time gonna get a second chance. I don't believe in second chances unless, like I said, God answers the universe, tap me on my shoulder and call me and say, this person is supposed to be in your life. And you'll know who's for you, because do they allow you to take up space? Do they allow you to be yourself? Do they allow you to vent, whether it's negative or positive? Not just that, the people that are for you are gonna understand that when you're venting to them, it's not because you want to trauma dump, it's not because you don't know how to control your emotions, but because the expectations. And it's really important that when you are yourself, everybody else around you is on the same vibe. So if everyone is not on the same vibe, it's going to be tension, it's going to be static, it's going to be confusing, and it's going to be chaotic. And anything that causes you to feel confused, chaotic, or does not allow you to just be you is simply not for you. So I'm making this video on Sunday. I usually don't post on Sundays because this is my day of rest. happy rest day. There's going to be a new year. It's going to be a new spring. And it's time for us to continue to raise our vibration and receive the things that we want because you deserve it. You don't need permission to exist. Like, who cares if people don't like you? Those people are not for you. And not just that, I want you to start paying attention and ask yourself, can I be myself around these people? These people that talked about me, I knew I couldn't be myself around them. And that's why they were removed out of my life. And I thank my ancestors and God every single day because it's just like, I'm so glad I only had to be there for a season. I am so glad I only had to be in certain people's life for a season. I was able to learn what I needed to learn. They were able to learn what they needed to learn. Not just that, some people, regardless if they know you're not, regardless if they have a valid reason or not, some people choose to be haters. Like, it says it in the word. There are people who are going to choose to do things that are not for you. Don't worry about it, because what happens is when you focus on people, placing the things that you don't like, you're going to start to consume it. So for example, and I'm going to end off the video with that, I don't like tomatoes. I don't like olives. If I constantly say I don't like tomatoes and I don't like olives, and then I start scrolling on TikTok about olives and leaving hate comments about tomatoes, talking about how they suck, now I'm putting all my time and energy into that when I could be putting my time and energy into like water and pears and grapes, because those are the things that I do like. So make sure that when you're isolation season, you're getting to know yourself. You get a pen and paper. I challenge you to write down things that you like about yourself, things that you don't, and therefore you have certain boundaries, and you never have to worry about people crossing your boundaries because they respect you and they're for you. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, give this video, like I said, a big thumbs up. You watched it all the way to the end. Don't be afraid, don't be shy, because the vibes never lie. Remember that. Energy speaks for itself. People can say what they want. If you know, you know. And if you want to follow me on Instagram and all my social media platforms, they'll be down in the description box below. And if you're interested in this service and a session, head to my website at TaiGuidanceThisSummer.com.